today we want to fall in love with life. Hello everyone, it's Terry. I'm so happy to see you. How's your heart? How is your heart? I hope it's wonderful. I want to go over today's healing vibe mantra with you, which is I am in love with life. But before we go ahead and we start moving along with this experience, getting into these frequencies, would you do me a favor and can you subscribe and like and hit the bell on this video so you know when these videos are coming up so that you can participate. All right, you guys, so today's healing vibe mantra, like I just mentioned, is I am in love with life. Now, I know that these days are very challenging and they are very uncertain. Let's say uncertain. But when we're dealing with reality, creation, and manifestation, we have to go bigger beyond what our physical reality is telling us. And maybe some of you might have lost your job and are concerned about your income. I get it. It's valid to have that fear. Maybe some of you have gotten sick and actually have had COVID and maybe have come through, thankfully. That also, when we're not feeling well, when we're ill, that puts us in an uncertain state of mind. Even something as simple as maybe sneezing because it's an allergy. Like, how do we know it's an allergy or if it's COVID, right? So we're all under a lot of stress and a lot of uncertainty, which is definitely going to put out of whack our energy, right? So when we want to create the reality that we want, and when we want to build a life that we want, and when we want to reach goals, we oftentimes have to break that habit of being ourself and do a little bit of self-betrayal. That sounds dramatic, I get it. But it also means believing in something that isn't here yet. And there are tools to help us do that. And these healing vibe mantra exercises that I go over with you are some of those tools, because it's so important for us to be able to get our energy into alignment so that we can connect to those same frequencies instead of the frequency of fear, uncertainty, stress, illness, right? So that's why I want to help you, right? This is what I do. I help people. So sometimes we have to use our imagination to go above and beyond what our physical reality is telling us. So it may be counterintuitive for me to tell you that there is a frequency of loving life. But you want to know something? If you travel with me, do this exercise with me, I promise that you will get to that point. Now, even if you have to practice and watch this video a few times, that's okay too. All right, so let's do our best, right? That's all we can ask ourselves to do, is do our best. There's no such thing as perfection. What is perfection anyways? It's just somebody else's idea of a certain expectation, right? And it's probably not even your own. It's probably somebody who had some sort of authority over you in your life. But that's a whole other spiel. Yes? Yes, yes. All right, so you guys, let's get into this frequency, right? Let's do some energy work here. The healing vibe mantra for today is I am in love with life. So here we go. Assume the position, hands on your lap, or on your lap, but either up or down. Please do not lay down. We want to make this an active participation. We're not here to sleep this off. We're here to take control over our lives to the best of our ability. So lying down and just letting things happen, no. That's not intention. That's just desire. And wanting stuff doesn't get you stuff. Wanting stuff and being in action towards your goals, that's what gets you stuff. Again, we're trying to match the same frequencies of what it is that we want, right? So today we want to fall in love with life. All right, hands on your lap, feet on the floor, eyes closed, and we're gonna take 5 deep belly breaths together. All right, here we go. In and out. We've got 2 more to do. This will be our last one. So just sit there and find a comfortable breathing pattern for yourself and just sort of notice the space around you. That's all you have to do, is just notice the space around you and just sit in it. So all you're doing right now is just noticing. And you're noticing any sounds that you hear in that space. And just really sitting and being at one in that space. So being really, really aware of the chair or the couch that you're sitting on, what's holding up your back. You can really feel your feet touching the floor. You can really, really feel your hands where they meet your lap. Just being really aware of all of that. And take a deep breath and then exhale. So just giving yourself permission to just be in the moment. We don't often do that, right? And just so you know, you could easily be having thoughts in your head, and that's okay. You're not wrong, they're not wrong. Just allow them to be there, but sort of observe them. You don't have to be part of them and you don't have to chase them. Just sort of notice them, observe them. They can be there. We don't have to kick them out. I mean, you can pay more attention to them later, but right now you're just observing. Take a deep breath and then exhale. Good. And now just tap into a memory that you had where you felt this really huge sense of accomplishment. You finished something that you were really wanting to complete, and you did it. How did you feel when you did it? Just really remember. Remember the sensations in your body. And see if you can name, either out loud because you're by yourself or silently to yourself, those feelings that you felt when you finished something that may have been difficult to do, but you finished it, you accomplished it, you kicked ass with it. Just sit there for a moment and feel that. Just really feel that. That feeling that you're feeling was something that happened to you in your life. In that moment, you were loving life. So feel what it feels like to love life in that moment, from that memory right now. Man, that feels good. I'm just remembering my own. Now, tap into a memory of the first time you had a first kiss with someone you were very, very interested in. Perhaps that kiss led to another kiss, which led to another date. Maybe, maybe not, but that first kiss. Just tap into that sensation, that emotion of when you had that first kiss with that someone special. Remember where you were, what you were wearing, maybe how that other person smelled. And just really feel into that. How did that feel? Now we're going to move to another memory, tap into a memory where you won something. You won a prize of some sort. You won a contest, something. It came out of nowhere. You had no idea it was going to happen. Just really feel into that sense of surprise and awe. Just feel what it feels like to remember that. How did you feel in that moment? You were picked, you were chosen. Feel how good that feels. Now, all these feelings that you've had so far of accomplishment and connection and wonderful surprise, those are all elements that happen in life, and they feel really good when they happen. And sometimes we know when they happen, and sometimes we don't know when they happen, but that's what makes it so much more special. And in those moments, we are madly in love with life, because life is giving us the opportunity to experience. And we experience our own connection to ourselves. We experience connection to divine. Just feel how good it feels in those moments, and just really relish these memories and how good it feels. And really bring up those sensations. And notice how easy all of them were, and how they flowed, and how maybe one thing led to another thing. And this sense of accomplishment and surprise and connection led to happiness and joy, and just really feel into and sense these feelings of joy and happiness, and perhaps even a little bit of pride. How proud you are of feeling these feelings. And now sit in these feelings for just a moment. Put your hands on your heart and just feel these feelings. Sit with these emotions and really sense them. Just feel it. And as you feel it, you begin to know what it feels like to be in love with life. These are the moments we love to have, we love to experience. And in these moments, we are in love with life. And just by us stopping any momentum of not being in love with life and bringing ourselves in love with life allows us to create a whole new opportunity for ourselves to be in love with life. Take a deep breath for me, please. So based on how you're feeling right now, repeat after me silently and really feel into these words. I am in love with life. I am in love with life. Now, you don't have to be in love with life all the time. It's actually humanly impossible. But in this very moment, in this very, very moment, in this moment of present being, you can be in love with life. So repeat after me silently and really feel into these words. I am in love with life. So with the count of 3, you can begin to flutter your eyes open and you can remove your hands from your heart. Beginning to count now, 1, 2, and 3. And take a deep breath. And really give yourself credit for what you just participated in, because what you just did was tapped into the frequency of loving life. And perhaps when you put on this video, you were not loving life. And maybe you won't love life 10 minutes from now, but in this moment, you were in love with life. So just know you do have the capability of being in love with life. You are very sci-fi. You, in this brief moment that we were together, you changed your entire electromagnetic field. And you tuned yourself to a frequency like a radio station, right? Let's say you're in a hard rock station, but you're in the mood for reggae. Well, you got to turn the knob, right? So the frequencies can match so that you can listen to and experience reggae. You moved from hard rock to reggae. That's what we just did. We just tuned ourselves to loving life a little more. And remember, whatever we're feeling is the indication of what our reality is going to be, right? Because our feelings are indicators. There's no judgment to put on them. We don't have to put our worthiness on them. If we're not feeling good, we're not feeling good. If we're feeling heavy or negative, it's okay, because we have the capability of moving from hard rock to reggae, right? It's just some fine tuning. That's all. That's all. So I really hope that this video helped you. And I hope that you use it again and again and again, because it's here. So you might as well use it, yes? I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is how I can connect with you. It's my #1 value is connection in life, and I live my life through the lens of connection. And I want to connect to you. And this is how I can connect to you. I'd love for you to connect to me. Write down in your comments, in the comment section below, let me know what your experience was like. I'd love to hear. I would love to hear what you had to say about this. All right, you guys, thank you so much for journeying with me. Thank you so much for just hanging around with me. I learned so much from you. I can't do this without you, so thank you. So stay connected to yourself, stay connected to your friends and family, stay connected to me, and I'll see ya on the flip side.